Zeidon Alkinani is an Iraq-focused Middle East analyst and non-resident fellow at the Arab Centre, Washington, D.C. He joins us live from Doha. Thanks very much for being with us. Can you tell us, first of all, what you think is behind the scale of these protests?
Well, we cannot overlook today's incident without considering the wider or the overarching political landscape and the political rivalry that is going on in Iraq for the past few months, specifically since the early elections that took place in October 2021. The Iraqi government or governmental formation is being limited by a political deadlock that is mainly competed or defined between the two main Shia blocs, which is the coordination framework, which nominated politician and former minister and MP Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, and the Sadrist movement led by Muqtada Sadr, whose followers today stormed the Green Zone and the parliament. For a very long time and for a very few months, Muqtada Sadr did threaten to lead up or prepare his political bloc or coalition to become a parliamentary opposition in response and in rejection to form a consensus government with the Shia coordination framework in preparation or in a way to promote a national majority government where he or his political party would lead a majority government alongside the Kurdistan Democratic Party and Taqaddum led by current speaker Mohammed al-Halbousi. So these are expected political rivalries beyond the parliament that is expectedly going to continue to overshadow the political landscape in Iraq. Very few months ago, when the political or the governmental formation was in the hands of the Sadrist movement, we witnessed very similar actions, yet a bit more aggressive from the other side, or the political parties or armed wings or protesters affiliated with the coordination framework. Now that the ball is in the court.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wonder, though, whether to go back to the ease with which they appeared to get into the parliament and into the Green Zone. Was that at all surprising? Would they have needed to be helped with that?
Oh, no, it is no secret that the Sadrist movement or any other political party with influential armed wings can easily, unfortunately, infiltrate the security checkpoints when it comes to sending a message to the government or the people. And this is in very contrast to the limited access of protesters, of peaceful protesters since October 2019, when they tried to access public squares or areas such as Tahrir Square, and they were met with political violence and security that was much more advanced and higher than the security that faced the Sadrist protesters or followers against the Green Zone in the parliament today.
And you mentioned the political deadlock earlier. Just briefly, how do you expect this to play out? I mean, does it take us anywhere down a route towards getting towards a proper government?
Well, the nomination or naming the prime minister is not the final stage of the political deadlock. There is another layer of the political deadlock between the two Kurdish rivals. So that is the Kurdistan Democratic Party and the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan to name their share of the ethnic sectarian quota in the Iraqi centralized government. So even if we assume that Mohammed Shia al-Sudani succeeds to form a government in behind the scenes sort of agreement with the Sadrist movement, we still need to wait to name the president of the republic.
Thank you very much indeed, Zeidon Alkinani. Thank you for your analysis.
Thank you for having me.